What's up, survivalists? Jason here. Today I'm going to go into a deeper look into finding fatwood. Now in the last video, if you haven't seen it, so go ahead and go over there if you like. But in there I showed a fast, simple way to find fatwood, and that was through the dead limbs of the pine tree. And sometimes it is a hit and miss situation, but it most likely will have minimal amount of actual fatwood in it. But a better way to find more fatwood than most likely this. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's too dry. But a better way is to check dead tree stumps and fallen trees. Now over here I have some examples of really good quality fatwood. Now right here, let's see that darkness on that reddish tinge, brownish type of sap looking thing. That's actually fatwood right there. And if you actually smell it, it actually smells like turpentine, and that's what I guess what turpentine is made out of. And it smells really good. And if you don't love that smell, you're crazy. But sometimes you have a good amount right there like that, and sometimes it's like a minimal amount. But most situations you will have that much on like these type of down trees, and that's gonna be quite a lot of fatwood. And this one just may have some good quality fatwood. Looks a little bit too plain right there. There may be some fatwood in the actual knot, but that's going to be kind of hard to get through, and you most likely don't want to mistake wet wood for fatwood, because it won't light when you try it that way. But you can get some quality fatwood out of these dead limbs from the fallen tree. Now the other thing that you could check is the actual tree stump. I got some tree stumps right here, and what you do is just kind of kick them and try to see if it's actually just kind of rotted out or not. And this one looks like it's kind of rotted a bit, but you most likely want to check the roots, and it's kind of hard to kick this over for the roots, and so is this one. But I have one right over here that would be great for some fatwood from the roots. Now it won't be top quality fatwood, but it will most likely have some fatwood. It's right over here. And you're most likely, if you're trying to look for fatwood for stumps, try to look for the ones that are completely fallen over, like this, with the roots kind of still sticking out. Looks like this one had a rock in between the roots, but you most likely want to check something like this right here. See the little yellow tinge to it? There's a C. Looks like there might be a little bit of fatwood in that, maybe more deeper. Let's check. Oh, yeah. See the darkness right there? That's fatwood. And it's much different than the stuff on top. Let's see it, like right here, it's a little bit saturated, but see a little brownish, reddish pieces. That's what you want to get. And I have another example of some fatwood, but it's not completely saturated, and it has a more of a reddish tinge for this one, but it's still somewhat fatwood. And this one would have a lot of fatwood. You can kind of see the brownness from the actual piece right there without actually going in. And oh, it looks like a squirrel's been here. But you can't just sit here and try to look for fatwood in these roots. you'll get much better pieces than the ones from like the actual dead limbs, but you get much longer and it's much more let's say more fire for your bang for your buck, that type of thing, you know. And it's much more easier to start a fire even in a wet situation, and that's what you want to have wet wood for, or fatwood for, excuse me, is just to save it for a good wet day and get some good quality fatwood. Let's get that right out, and that's what you want to look for right there. That has, ooh, look at that, that's really saturated. But I'll most likely want to take a saw to this because it would take a lot of chopping to get through this. But you still have a good enough amount right there. And fatwood is really good for starting up fires, and it lasts longer than the normal tree limb. Alright, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.